Welcome back. Talking men's basketball now with Brad Newitt, our Summit League basketball analyst. And a big question, Brad, is can North Dakota State's men put it all together this year? Great talent in that junior class and some big expectations for them.
Yeah, I think this is the year they've pointed to try to, make that next step. And you had a good showing at Indiana. You play the number one team in the country on their home floor, and I thought held their own for a lot of that game. And then has also got a nice win against Youngstown State.
All right, they got that junior class. They got the sophomore Lawrence Alexander. They had a couple newcomers, Chris Kading and Corey Brown. And NDSU leads off this week's highlights. North Dakota State hung with Indiana last week. They took care of business against Mayville State on Saturday in this one. This was an exhibition game, by the way. Lawrence Alexander for the Bison smooth. Mike Felt has had the hot hand from three so far this season, 18 of 33 in 4 games for Felt. Marshall Bjorklund, 6'10", working inside, no problem. And then Trayvon Wright will pick up the Alexander miss here. Just a putback on the floater on this one. But there is a Trayvon Wright dunk coming in about every highlight sequence. There you go. Bison win it 73-40 in this one. Chris Kading, by the way, one of the young guys coming up here at the end. Thank you very much. Bison win it by 33. In the jungle in Indianapolis, IUPUI taking on Bradley University out of the Missouri Valley Conference. Tyshawn Pickett, a junior from New Jersey, couple of hoops here. He had 18 points and 10 rebounds. Good game for him, but John Hart was better for IUPUI. Hart out of the corner for 3. He is a transfer from Purdue, played 19 games for Purdue last year. 26 points, 4 assists for John Hart, but that would not be enough. Sean Esposito will add 3 here for IUPUI out of the corner. The Jags made 9 of 21 threes. But at the other end, Walt Lemon Jr. for Bradley. He led him with 19, and despite the big effort by John Hart with those 26, IUPUI falls in this one 79-72. The Jags go to 2-3 now on the season. Kansas City was on the road over the weekend, taking on Norfolk State in the Naismith Memorial Tip-Off out in Connecticut. Norfolk State won 26 games last year, made the NCAA tournament, beat Missouri in the first round, but Kansas City beat them in this one. That's Eston Taylor with 3 for the Roos. He led Kansas City with 15, and then Thomas Staten off the bench for Kansas City. A 3 there. He made 3 threes, had 14 points in 21 minutes. Inside, the big Fred Chapman in the post for Kansas City. Powers that in. Chapman had 5. And then Kirk Corver from the corner, pure shooter, out of the Corver family. He had a couple of threes, 10 points in the ballgame for Corver. And the Roos led by 1 at half. They go on to beat Norfolk State in this one 63-57. Big win for them. Kansas City goes to 2-2 so far this season. Back to Brookings for the men. South Dakota State taking on a long and strong team from Tennessee State. Speaking of strong, Tony Fegan for the Jackson side there. He had 10 points, 9 rebounds. And then the Wizard, Nate Walters. Great pass to Chad White. 9 assists for Walters to go with 22 points. More good passing here. Jordan Dykstra finds Fegan. The Jacks led by 17 in the first half. Walters out of a double team, no problem, off to White for 3. And they'll do it again a little bit later here. Same thing, White again. He had a good game off the bench. 3 threes for Chad White. He had 11 points. And then Dykstra to the freshman Jake Biddle for 2. The Jacks led by 15 at the half. Saw that lead cut down to 3 in the second half, but SDSU hangs on to win it 78-71. All right, the players of the week in the Summit League are Nate Walters of South Dakota State and Corey Petros of Oakland. Walters' 10th time that he has been honored in his college career as the player of the week in the Summit League. And let's talk about him a little bit. Obviously, Nate, 30 against Alabama in that season opener. He had 22-9 in this game against Tennessee State. He had 10 rebounds against Hofstra in one of those games they played over the weekend. Everybody says, is he an NBA prospect? Is he?
He certainly is an NBA prospect. Right. I was at their game against Tennessee State at Frost Arena, the 4 NBA scouts there. So if they're traveling to Brookings, South Dakota to watch this kid, he's definitely an NBA prospect. And he's played like it in the early season. He's a marked man coming into this season. Puts up 30 on Alabama in the first night out, so he can get it done. All
right, let's talk about some of the other players in the league. Frank Gaines is going to be another big-time scorer that might challenge Walters for the scoring title this year.
Well, certainly, and for Gaines, he is going to have to be the scorer for IPFW. Yeah. He's going to be relied on a lot, whereas Walters is a scorer but also a distributor for South Dakota State. So a little bit different roles between the two, but Gaines, another kid that you could see playing in the NBA someday.
All right, Jack's picked to win the conference or win the Summer League. North Dakota State picked second. Oakland third. They lost Reggie Hamilton, talking about big-time scores, but Travis Bader is back there, and they've got some other pieces, and Oakland's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, they are going to be dangerous. And, they took Pittsburgh to overtime, had an 18-point lead in the second half in that game at Pitt. So, they've kind of made an early statement that they're going to be a team to contend with, too.
All right, much more. Men's basketball coming up this year with Brad Newitt on our Summit League show, and we'll be back with the campus spotlight on North Dakota State, a legend there, when we come back.